Hello. I brought 2 decks today. I feel like both of these have something to say to us today. I have the Wisdom of the Oracle, which I'll take out of the bag in just a sec, and then I have my Ethereal Visions Tarot deck again because I'm not over it. I want to ask about communication. My morning has already been about this, so I think it only appropriate that I follow that omen and that flow and ask about communication. So I kind of just want to draw, my plan is to draw 1 card from each of these decks. So I'm going to ask, how can we communicate, as humans on this earth trying to get along with each other, how can we communicate with each other consciously and more effectively? Just going to center around the intention of communicating more effectively with each other. Oh my god, I swear I knew we were gonna get this card. I don't know how I knew that. I get this card a lot though. I haven't read with this deck for a year. Here and Now. That's so appropriate too. And I forgot what the card was called. I just remembered the image of the egg on the door and the girl sitting on it. But here and now, and that's just, to me, it's just such a clear reminder to be present in the moment with whomever you're attempting to communicate with. Wow, I would have had to put 2 withs right next to each other to avoid a dangling preposition there. I actually think about these things. Okay, but yeah, just what a beautiful reminder to just be present in the conversation. And whether that's being present in the conversation with spirit and, listening for the wind and listening for the crickets and listening for the cicadas and listening for the rustling leaves and looking for them, or whether that's just listening to the person sitting across the table from you, or whether that's, reading comments and taking the extra time to say hi and to make sure I get to read what people say. And I want to read, I'm also, as I'm looking at this, I'm struck by the beauty of the backs of these cards and the fact that I get to take that in while I'm reading this to you. Taking initiative and not avoiding communication, do it here and now. Thank you, Erica. That's so important. That's so important. And that's, yeah, I'm getting little breeze chills. When you don't talk about things, they go into a pile. And maybe that pile was in a closet in your mind somewhere, or it's not really in your mind because it's in your relationship with the person you're not communicating with. But when it gets too full, the door won't even stay closed anymore, and then you have a really big pile to deal with. It's so much easier, and it's so much more honest to deal with it here and now. I want to read from, the backs. They say, it's very faint. I don't even know if maybe you can see, but it's in mirror. Ask and know. Ask and know. It's written all around that spiral shell on the back, all around the edge. Ask and know. Oh, and she's got, I don't know if you can see this. Okay, so the 2 signposts in the card say, this one says past and this one says future. So she's centered right between them on this egg over this beautiful door. And I believe that that's actually a version of the Web of Weird on that door, which is, for those of you who don't know, it's the symbol of the thing, and then the thing that it is the web of all energy and all life. In the Norse tradition, it's kind of the web of all chi woven together, and it contains all of the runes. So this is infinite possibility through this door in this egg, and it's being, incubated or watched over or inhabited by this fairy child, and her little flag says, "You are here." And what a beautiful reminder that the right here, right now is so full of infinite potential. But also that, you know, we only manifest that infinite potential into anything by being right here, right now, and making choices in how we communicate with each other and how we ask for what we want. I'm going to read about this card because I remember this book being very good. Everything happens in the now, in the present. Only this moment counts. You have what it takes to handle anything today if you let go of the need to look into the future or reflect on the past. Be present and notice what is going on right now. This very moment has the potential for you to create miracles in your life. What that's really bringing up for me is, especially if you're meeting somebody in conflict, it can be really, really easy to project onto them all of the, you know, bad and terrible things that they've done, or all of the unworthy things that they've done in the past, as who they are now and who they always will be. It's really easy to do that. And also, you know, it's not entirely unfair on your part as a defensive strategy, because that's been your experience of them and you have to protect yourself from the possibility. But if you only allow them to be what they have been and not what they are here and now, you give them no opportunity to change or grow, which is what you want. And if you want that, you have to allow that opportunity. And if you don't want that, then maybe you just have to walk away and allow it to happen with or without you. Tomorrow is beyond your reach. Yesterday cannot return. The now is all that is available to you. Stay present and aware that in this moment, as you cherish and approve of your beautiful self, you are a magnet for love. Spirit is madly in love with you right now. Did you know that? Turn to Spirit to feel the joy of love in the here and now. Sometimes I think, and this is trigger warning, this is a dark thought, but I've been to the Atomic Bomb Museum in Hiroshima, and we live in an age where someone pushing a button is a possibility. And so I often do think, like, right now, this second, this moment is all I have for sure. Is this the last thing I want to say? Is this the last thing I want to do? Is this the emotion, like, is this the emotion I want pulsing through my veins? Focus not on meeting a goal in the far off future, but on creating your dream now. Releasing your desire for an outcome and owning that it already exists. It will appear in the material world as if by magic. So the way the brain actually works, because we're goal-oriented individuals, we see the world around us as being made up of tools and obstacles. So you see the world as being made up of tools to get what you want and obstacles between you and what you want. And because of this, what you see is dependent on what you want. And that's important to think about, because if what you're seeing is not making you happy, then maybe you need to change or reconsider what you want. You have power over that. You have the power of choice over your own goals. And some of them will serve you better than others. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, I hear so many people say, oh, I'll do this when I have this. Or I'll do this at such and such a time when such and such has fallen into place. If you're waiting for the conditions for your blooming to be perfect, you will never bloom. So for this card, we were asking, how can we communicate more effectively with each other? And I think we got a very, very clear answer of be present with the other person. Allow them, allow you to be who you are here and now. Allow them to be who they are here and now. Allow the feelings to be what the feelings are here and now. And, listen and tune into that moment and be present in that conversation. And that's we could have figured that out, but that's okay. We could have figured a lot of things out, but we didn't. And then we're going to draw one card from the Ethereal Visions Tarot. And we're going to ask, what can we be mindful to communicate about as we communicate with each other as humans on this planet? or what to keep in mind, what to keep in our hearts, and what to allow to flow out, to manifest out of our throat chakras and into the conversation as words, as vibration, into our relationship, into the way that we are with each other, the way that we exist with each other. Two of Cups. And so, it's so funny. That's so clear. So what I see here in the Two of Cups as an answer to that question is that we live in an age where it's so common for conversations to be rooted in false pretense, or to take place on a grounds of false pretense. And so if you're going to actually be here and now in a conversation with somebody and get out of that conversation what you could get if you are both being present in the here and now in that conversation, it helps to vocalize that, and to actually let the other person know, to verbally vocalize that you are here to meet this person one-on-one, face-to-face, human to human, soul to soul, heart to heart, to see each other and to, perhaps drink with each other, and whether that's tea or wine or water or merely symbolic, whatever. And to drink of each other. Perhaps that's more accurate. To drink of each other's spirits and to really taste the other. I think today we need to hear that we're being listened to, and we need to see that we're being listened to before we really believe that we're being listened to and that it's safe for us to say the things that need to be heard. I also think that it's important to vocalize our appreciation for each other. And that was the first thing that I thought of when I saw this card. Yeah, I see in the Two of Cups, it traditionally represents two people coming together for the first time. It's a new relationship. It's a meeting. And so I guess I almost also see this as just a reinforcement of the Here and Now card. Saying, come to each other as new beings in this moment. You've been birthed anew in this moment, and meet each other as who you are now. You're always changing, and if you don't accept that you're both always changing, well then how can you have a conversation, and what's the point? If no one's ever going to change, what's the point of meeting each other in conversation? I think that's the whole point that we have conversations with each other, is to be changed. To change and to be changed. I think we like being changed by other people, or we like how we find ourselves transforming in their presence or under their influence. And I think that's why we expose ourselves to certain people more than others. Yeah, and to vocalize our appreciation for each other, and to vocalize the attitudes that we're bringing to the conversation, because if we don't vocalize it, it may not be seen, because we have so many walls up by default these days. I think that's all I have to say. They're kind of similar. It's like the girl and the lion, now I think of strength. Which, well, we won't go into that then. Maybe I do want to talk about that just a little bit. When I think of strength in this case and see that as like the joint guardian over this potential and this potential, which is the potential of these two substances meeting alchemically, basically, and mixing alchemically, which is what happens in an egg, by the way. And when I think of strength as being the spirit that presides over that, I think of strength as the capability of that love gives to withstand so much pressure in the faith that something beautiful is coming. Does that make sense? Have a beautiful, magical, wonderful day. Thank you guys so much for watching and for joining me on this journey. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Please also let me know in the comments below what you thought and stick around for more. Turn on the notifications bell if you want to make sure that you know when I post my next video. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and check out the links below. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye!